In front of the largest crowd in wrestling TV history, the spectacle of Raw started before any performer came out, with over 42,000 people packing the Toronto SkyDome with a sea of signs all over the stadium to start the show in one of the memorable shots of the Attitude Era boom period. Raw, which aired in Canada on TSN in its usual Monday night time slot, was preempted on the USA Network and aired on Saturday in a special 8 p.m. start, with the company starting a major 3-day block between Raw on Saturday to Heat and the Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view on Sunday to Monday's Raw the following night. Steve Austin opened the show to a huge reaction, hyping the Austin-McMahon cage match tomorrow night, setting the stage for a violent match guaranteeing McMahon's blood during it. Mankind was out next, with Vince booking Austin vs. Mankind for the main event tonight. Foley said that after he beats Rock on Sunday, the WrestleMania 15 main event will be Foley vs. Austin to bring out the entire corporation. Rock hyped the last man standing match, saying that he's gonna finish Mankind and go to WrestleMania, before turning to Austin telling Vinnie Mac to set him straight. McMahon responded to Austin's guarantee, saying that not one corporation member is allowed to interfere during the cage match, closing the segment guaranteeing that from Sunday the WWF will never be the same again for Austin to set the stage for a major debut. With WWF Creative reinventing wrestling television in the last year with the way the shows are shot, written and formatted unlike anything seen before in the industry, one of the main influencers behind the change that oversaw and pushed for the transition in head writer Vince Russo, reacted in an article on the WWF magazine during the week regarding the way the cameras shoot outside the ring segments and skits, with the idea that the cameras are everywhere at any time to expand the creative envelope. Russo said that he's glad to see the evolution of the business, with the shows expanding the view of the camera beyond the arena, telling anyone in the company who still don't get it to adapt to the times or take their old wrestling down south and jump on their sinking ship. WCW, meanwhile, under the new creative regime, took major steps in going in a similar format to Russo's philosophy, with this week's Night Raw featuring more out-of-the-ring skits than never before. The X came out for a promo to close out Raw's first hour, each hyping their feuds, with Hunter cutting a promo on Chyna and X-Pac hyping his Kane match later tonight before calling out Shane McMahon, saying that if he can steal a line from a good friend of his, referring to Scott Hall, telling Shane to not sing it but bring it. Road Dogg popped the crowd with the Outlaws catchphrase before Billy Gunn announced himself as the special referee in the Shamrock vs. Venis pay-per-view match on Sunday. Raw jumped big in the second hour, starting at its normal start time at 9 p.m., growing rapidly into a 4.8 rating for the hour overall, almost approaching the level of Raw's routine Monday numbers, with viewers catching on as the show progressed. Vince McMahon came out for the promoted Austin vs. Mankind match set for the top of the hour, with Vince encouraging them to beat each other a day before their pay-per-view matches with Rock and McMahon, ending up with both turning on Vince and clearing the ring from the corporation, with Vince booking the replacement match for the main event, with Austin facing each member of the corporation outside of Rock in a gauntlet match. Raw's next 30 minutes saw Godfather vs. Ministry's Viscera, and Val Venis' Shamrock, and Billy Gunn continuing the Triangle program in a backstage brawl, coming after an earlier segment at the SkyDome skybox where Val was seen with Shamrock's sister. Followed that was Kane vs. X-Pac, going 3 minutes with interferences from Triple H and Chyna. With the WWF all over TV in Canada in the lead-up to the show, one of the most talked about appearances saw Chyna and Sable shooting on each other on a TSN talk show, going back and forth, with both bringing up steroid use and cosmetic surgeries. With the Road Dogg vs. Al Snow hardcore title rematch from January 4th set for the upcoming pay-per-view, Last Sunday, a house show in the Garden forced changes as Road Dogg, who teamed up with X-Pac and Billy Gunn against Taker and the Acolytes in a 6-man tag match at the event, took a bad bump out of the ring on his neck with his arm temporarily going numb and saw him taken out on a stretcher to a New York hospital for the night. Reacting to that the next night in the Raw tapings, Al Snow came out to shoot an angle for his replacement opponent, calling out Road Dogg to the ring before deciding to wrestle in hardcore match against himself, bringing out Bob Holly to set up the Snow vs. Holly pay-per-view match. Raw loaded up the final quarter with the two top matches saved for the final 15 minutes, as Rock vs. Blackman started at 9:45 p.m. with Rock coming out to a massive babyface ovation from the crowd. One of Rock's highest-profile mainstream appearances to date came a few days earlier on sitcom The 70s Show on Fox, as besides the appearance which also included Shamrock and the Hardys, Rock coming 2 weeks after breaking viewership records for the Halftime Heat special against Mankind, showed crossover impact as the 70s Show episode drew a record 8.5 rating with over 13 million viewers, the highest rated and most watched episode in show history. Rock and Blackman went 4 minutes with Rock going over in the final build to the last man standing match with Mankind coming up tomorrow. The Corporation and Austin came out at around 9:50 for the main event, with Austin running through every member of the group to set up the next one attacking for the DQ, with the match not ending until a pinfall victory. Raw drawing a 4.3 rating despite airing on Saturday and starting an hour earlier at 8 p.m., still held 2 of the top 7 most watched hours of the week on cable television, with WCW on Monday taking the entire top 3 and Heat on Sunday placed at the 4th spot, all significantly outdrawing Monday's Westminster Dog Show, which did a 3.5. After going 7 minutes in the gauntlet match, Bossman KO'd Austin with the nightstick to bring in McMahon to pin him and win the match, closing the show in a heated exchange heading into Sunday for the first ever Austin vs. McMahon match.